Hey, how's it going, guys? Figured why got a little bit of a break from cleaning here because I got the family coming over soon. I'll do a couple contest entries, so it's been a minute since I've done any of these type of contest entries. I think I did one about 10 or 2 weeks ago, or 10 days or 2 weeks ago. So I figured there's about a bunch of contests going on right now. So I figured why not enter a few and show these guys some support. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Comic Book Ben. I believe his contest runs through July 4th, and he's celebrating 150 subs. So congratulations on that, Ben. That's an awesome achievement. So what he wants me to do is kind of go over how many comics I own, other hobbies, and then my favorite non-DC and Marvel books. So I think I've got 30 short boxes plus all this mess here. And sorry, I got comics everywhere right now, plus the closet. My guess, probably about 8,000 books, I think. That's a lot. Jeez. Right now I'm trying to cut that down, but if I had to guess ballpark, I'd say 8,000. I don't really have the best estimate or anything like that, but I think each short box holds about 150 comics, give or take. So multiply it times 30 plus all the extras I got laying around. I'm just going to say 8,000. Other hobbies, as you can kind of see around me, right? Sorry, I'm in mirror mode here. Down right there. Finally found it. I got a bunch of amiibos behind me, so I guess hopefully that indicates my love of video games. So I've been collecting video games since I've been, it's one of my first memories is playing Super Mario Brothers on the old NES, which, sorry, I was going to drop that, but I didn't realize it had something on top of it. So I guess I could show my NES Classic Edition just so I have something to show physically in front of me. So I've been collecting games since the late 80s. Never really sold too much in my collection, with the exception of one time I just needed money, so I had to sell off a lot of my PS1 collection and RPGs I used to have for that system. But now I primarily just collect newer stuff since the old stuff, I mean, it's just too much to collect right now in terms of money amount. So I figured trying to collect comics and video games, it's a lot of money, so I'm just sticking to comics right now. But usually if I see, a cheap video game out there, I won't hesitate to pick it up. And then, of course, I love wrestling too, if you couldn't tell by my little icon of Luger I got on my channel. So once again, the second thing, one of my second memories, I guess first memory would be Nintendo, second memory would be like Hulk Hogan and the WWF. So I've been watching wrestling my whole life, so those are probably my two other non-comic book hobbies. And then the last thing he asked for is a favorite non-DC or Marvel book. So I think I've talked about this in a previous video, but Why the Last Man? I think this is probably the best run of comic books that's been put out like since 2000. Absolutely amazing story. If you guys watch my channel, you probably know all about it by now, but hopefully you guys have heard about this or read it. But if not, just don't even take my word for it. Check out other people's stuff. Check this book out. I showed volume 1 last time. I don't even remember what that video was at this point. So figured I'd brag up volume 2 because I have this awesome sketch that Pia Guerra signed and did for me inside my volume 2 hardcover. So that was pretty awesome. Ampersand action there. So, like I said, I absolutely love this book. It's a 60-issue run. So, definitely one of my favorites. Definitely by the time you get to issue 60, it's just an awesome payoff. So, that would probably be my favorite non-Marvel, non-DC book put out in the last several years. Gosh, I guess it's been, I don't remember when this came out. Probably early 2000s. So, I guess, wow, it's probably been about 15 years? Dang, I'm getting old. All right, so once again, congratulations, Comic Book Ben. Next up, Qizzik is running a 100 subscriber contest. His contest runs through June 24th if you guys want to participate. And his request was show a book you buy every time you see it, you buy it, basically. So I'm not one to hoard books. If I get like 2 or more copies of a book, I usually start to give those books away. I don't really like to do that too much, but I still do it from time to time. I'll see stuff in 50-cent and $1 bins and know it does not belong there, and then end up buying it and then have an extra copy of it for a while. So the first one I'll show, and it's not necessarily this cover, it's just a book in general, is All-Star Superman. I don't even know where I got this copy of All-Star Superman. I think I had like 2 or 3 copies of the Sears edition, then free comic book day version of it, and then of course the regular cover of it's hanging up here on my wall. That one will stay on my wall up here because I just love this run of Superman quite a bit. I think for me it's my definitive like best Superman run, All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. So I absolutely love this book. Don't even care what type of cover or printing it has. Just an amazing read. I've even got the Absolute edition of it. So once again, if you guys need a good Superman read, start with All-Star Superman if you don't care about any of the other like ongoing titles that he has. If you can only pick one, pick All-Star Superman. Next up, this is actually gifted to me by Poor Man's Comics, but I already have a few copies of it. I think you showed this in your video, actually, Qizzik. This is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer issue 30, the Adam Hughes variant. Or actually, yeah, I think it was the variant. I don't think it was the A cover. It may have been. I'm not sure. But just an absolutely amazing Buffy cover. I showed this in a previous video, but I figured it hit the credentials for this contest entry, so I'd show it again. I don't even think this is the same copy I showed in a previous video, but these are... For some reason, I keep rolling across these in dollar bins every once in a while. Like I said, I'll pick it up every time because it's just one of those things. Adam Hughes' work doesn't belong in dollar bins most of the time, so usually I'll pick it up just because of that. But actually, a huge Buffy fan from when the show originally aired, so all that combination makes it so I have to pick these books up. So another cool one. And for a third one, I actually just rescued this one out of a 50-cent bin not too long ago. Gotta get this awful sticker off of there, though. Somehow, it's not coming off without a fight. Young Avengers #1. Not only is it the first appearance of Kate Bishop, but it's just a good read in general. I actually really like the Young Avengers quite a bit, especially when Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey took over the book and did their run. But the Alan Heinberg, Jim Chung run's pretty good too. So this is definitely a book that doesn't belong in dollar and 50-cent bins. So, and you roll across them a lot in those bins too. So definitely another book I like to rescue out of those bins. So like I said, Qizzik, he's celebrating 100 subs. It runs till June 24th. Give him a subscription and participate in his contest. So, and then my last one, I believe he is a fellow Hoosier. rwheatley0206 is having a 200 sub contest. I believe he's running it through the rest of the month, so June 30th. And what he wants me to do is channels that have benefited me the most, so 2 or 3 channels. There are quite a few. I probably got to start with Who Dat Comics and Movies. He's the one who, kind of twisted my arm a little bit, told me to, make a video because I want an auction from him. So pretty much, probably if it wasn't for him, I don't know if I'd be making these videos. He's kind of like, some people don't think you're real. Hey, I'm still real, I assure you. So I got to mention Who Dat. Next ones I'd probably say are The Great Legend Show and Alex the Comic Hoarder. Just getting involved with their auctions and stuff. Obviously made it so I got to know the community through those chats, and the people that were on the shows is a very easy way to get to know the people in the community, and just the fact that they're both very good at hosting their own live shows. Of course, I try to take notes from them, obviously, and do what I can to, I guess, emulate their style to make my channel halfway entertaining for the 2 people I have watching this out there. So, got to mention them for sure. And then Metarog, I'll mention Metarog too. He is a very informative YouTuber. Every time I show a book, he usually has a cool note about it that I didn't know. So he's a very knowledgeable person. So absolutely enjoy his content, his channel. So once again, rwheatley0206. You have till June 30th. Definitely sub him up. He's got some good stuff. All right, so those are my 3 people I'll talk about today. I figured while I'm here, I will show my weekly hauls of too many videos this week, so I'll just make this quick. And I haven't even bagged and boarded these because I'm still reading a couple of them. So actually, I was surprised my shop had this comic cover. My shop doesn't like to get the B covers. I think you have to order a certain amount of the A, and then you can get an unlimited amount of the B covers. So I guess they decided to actually order a bunch of 8. So, awesome Jenny Frison cover. I was going to stop getting these because I already have a bunch of them, and I thought the quality was declining a bit. Don't get me wrong, I still love Jenny Frison's work, but I think this is one of my favorite covers she's put out. Another book, I'm going to sit down and read all 4 of these together, but I just keep picking it up. Just
because it chains together pretty well based on what I read in the first issue. Dry Country #4 from Rich Tommaso. Like I said, I still need to read some more of these, but I enjoyed the first one. I'm going to sit down and read 2, 3, and 4 hopefully this weekend, and if it's really good, I'll let you guys know and do maybe a mini review of it on my next video. I don't think I've shown this yet, but I found a Baby Teeth #1 in my shop. It's spine ticked up, but I figured, some people are speculating on this book because it's a Donny Cates independent title, and everyone loves Donny Cates. They'll buy anything with his name on it, so figured why not, because I've really enjoyed his stuff lately. Got Analog #3, and this is actually a pretty good issue of Analog. I've really enjoyed this book lately, so I highly recommend it. If you guys see this at your shop, you might want to pick it up, because this is the only copy my shop had, plus Midtown Comics, I believe, sold completely out of Analog 3 this week. So if you guys see it, maybe you want to pick it up, because I keep hearing it might be optioned for a show as well, which I feel like everything independent's been optioned for something lately. So I always take that type of stuff with a grain of salt, but this one was, I don't know if it had a really low print run since it's an issue 3, but if you guys are getting into Analog, you might want to just go ahead and pick this up instead of waiting for a trade, because like I said, there weren't too many available this week. Next up, Magic Order #1, Mark Millar and Oliver Coipel. This is actually a pretty good read. I've been kind of lukewarm on Mark Millar and his stuff recently. Like, Reborn wasn't too bad, but it didn't do that much for me. I read all of them, and I'm just trying to even think of what happened at the end of that story. It was a cool concept, and then the Greg Capullo art was good in that. But it's been a while since I've read a Mark Millar book I really liked, and this one was really good. So basically, it's about a group of magicians that are kind of like, as far as I can tell, Earth's last and only line of defense against some of the evil magicians in this book, and there's a lot of them that fight real dirty. Like, right off the gate, there's one that basically he can, like, do his dirty deeds through the mind of children. And then there's another one at the end who can kind of shape reality however he feels like. So the fact that there's all these, like, really powerful bad guys, and our line of defense are a bunch of good guys who can barely get along, and a family that's just kind of breaking apart at the seams, I think it's gonna be a very interesting run. So I'll keep checking this, and I guess it must be a Netflix option, because the back cover just says plain Netflix on there. So yeah, they're not even joking around with the whole Netflix stuff on that. Next up, got Venom #2. Donny, like I said earlier, Donny Cates stuff has just been fire recently, so everybody loves Donny Cates, and I can see why reading this. This book was pretty good too. So like I said with issue 1, he's kind of exploring the origins of the symbiote costume, kind of just asking questions no one else has asked about at this point, which I really enjoy and like. I don't want to spoil too much because it's a really new book, and I think a lot of people haven't read it yet, so definitely pick this up. Stellar #1. This one wasn't too bad, but I don't know. Like I said, it didn't do a lot for me. The art was at least cool, but basically it looks like just basic humans versus aliens story. Maybe I'm generalizing that way too much, but I figured that my shop had a lot of these, so I didn't know if there was a hype or something behind this. Figured, why not? Image #1. Usually those are easy pickups, so tried it out. Don't think it's for me, but if I hear otherwise, I might pick up issue 2. My last local shop pickup of the week. Finally got around to just picking up Doomsday Clock 5. I kind of told myself I wasn't. It's one of those things I wasn't enjoying too much. I might wait for the trade or hardcover, but that might be 10 years down the line as the frequency of this book coming out. But nonetheless, Gary Frank kills it on the art as usual. Story, I'm still not sold on it, to be honest. Yeah, it's still fascinating though. Maybe my biggest complaint so far is just the Watchmen being the adult property it was in the 80s and a little bit more gritty. Like, they're trying to make this a little bit more gritty. An example, like, you got Perry White swearing at Lois up and down the Daily Planet, and I just can't picture Perry White ever doing that. Especially since I don't think he's ever done that previous to Doomsday Clock. But because now we got the Watchmen in this universe, everybody's got to be a little bit more of a jerk, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess let me know what you guys think. At least the art's really good, so I might keep picking it up. But, I mean, we got 7 issues of this to go. It's going to be rough, so I might hold off unless I hear someone says something really good about the next issue. But nonetheless, Gary Frank kills it. Jeff Johns, like I said, it's interesting. That's the best thing I could probably say about it. And then my last thing I'll show, I got a auction win. Big E's Comics, New York Warriors had another auction. Once again, they're hooking it up on the deals, guys. Big E's gave me these Spider-Man books. I think it's $15 ship. This was a steal. Like I said, I can't believe. I just kind of popped in after work, saw you had this up, threw in a bid. It was the opening bid and closing bid, I think. So surprised no one else is bidding on this stuff. But yeah, if you guys need deals and on some great books, go to the New York Warriors auction when they have them, guys. Set those notifications on for their channel because they have some great content. So $15 ship. Big E's gave me a second appearance of Carnage. So happy to have another copy of this. So you can't have enough Carnage and symbiote related content in your life right now. So I thought that was cool. From 1981, I got an Amazing 218. So like I said, and he even made the point in his auction, like these Amazings, if nothing else, they hold their value pretty well. So it can't ever hurt to have Amazing Spider-Man in your life. Amazing 246, got J. Jonah Jameson punching Spidey right in his face. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Amazing 259. Looks like some Ramita action there, or a Ramita swipe. Amazing 319. So that's from the awesome McFarlane run. So didn't have this one. Happy to have it now. Sorry for the glare, guys. Need to still put something on that window here. And then the last one, Amazing 264. So don't think I had this cover. I always kind of wanted it. So happy to have that now. So there's that. With that being said, that's all I've got for contest and pickups and stuff. I guess I'll be making like 3 appearances on 3 channels in the next 7 days. So tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, we got reviews from the Batcave. Well, Comic Core, I think, is the official name of the show now. So join the Comic Core tonight at 10. You never know who's going to show up. I'm on the show. I don't know who's going to show up tonight. There could be all kinds of people. Could be just the core crew. Either way, it's going to be a great time. So we'll be looking forward to that. Saturday, I'm going to be on the Great Legends auction finally. So I've been wanting to get on there for a while. Finally got a nice Saturday, Sunday off, so I could be on there, then not have to wake up early the next morning. So I got a lot of books over here behind me. I got sorted out to sell. So happy to finally be on the seller side instead of the buyer side because I keep buying too much on these auctions. And then Tuesday, All About Comics, I believe he said he's going to want to have an auction on his channel Tuesday. Not sure the time yet, but I told him if he's going to have it, I'll take a spot on there just because, like I said, I got to start selling some stuff. So I guess if you like my face, you're in luck. If not, I am so sorry because, hey, I'm not a big fan either. So other than that, congratulations on the subs, guys, and all that good stuff. Definitely sub up Qizzik, rwheatley, ComicBookBen, show those guys some love. Other than that, get these thumbs, I guess. Leave some thumbs. Too sweet. Thank you guys, and have a good day.